Welcome to my 9th video of this series, the Holographic Universe. If you have not watched my first 8 videos, please watch them all, in their correct order, before watching this video, or you may not understand what is being shown in its correct context. Video interfaces are not new to the Earth, they have been around for some thousands of years. We can find evidence of this in history, where kings and pharaohs once used video interfaces. Evidence of this can be found in architecture decor, in buildings, in just about every country on Earth. Of course, these video interfaces were not electronic-based systems, but they did use mechanical-based video interfaces instead. A rotating black disc, with an aperture in the form of a parallelogram, was cut between its center and peripheral, shown in this next drawing, was rotated at the correct speed, while the operator looked through it, at a screen lit by sunlight. A partition map of the processing system of life appears on the screen, along with many of its functioning components, being seen in real time. Masks with different shaped apertures, in different locations, were located between the rotating disk and screen, which revealed the different apps used in the processing system of life, to be seen in the operator's vision. This was the base construction of the mechanical video interface, used by kings and pharaohs in ancient history. This knowledge was known, and kept secret by kings and pharaohs, throughout history. Thousands of people were slaughtered throughout history, by those wanting to obtain the knowledge for themselves, for all the wrong reasons, but they could not understand the knowledge. Another way of seeing the processing system of life, is to make up a 200 mm diameter disc, half black and half white, with a spindle through its center, and rapidly spun in bright sunlight, like a spinning top. As the disc slows down to the correct speed, stare at the disc without shifting your eyes, and you will be able to see the same phenomenon, involving a matrix involving line work forming octagons, and other geometry. You will be able to see rotating rings of octagons, along with other images involving geometry. With the use of video interfaces, we can access the processing system of life, producing the holographic universe, and read the contents of any program. The most efficient form of communication between ourselves and others is not through the internet, or through the use of radio frequency, which is far, far too slow and restrictive. Instead, it is more practicable to use the network of the processing system of life, which connects all. The speed of radio frequency communication is restricted by what scientists on Earth interpret as the speed of light. It is useless to use such methods involving radio frequency if you wish to communicate across a galaxy or interstellar space. If we use the network involving the processing system of life, all communications are instantaneous, without any delays involved. The communication involving the processing system of life uses a visual interface, which can be displayed on any PC, laptop or phone. The video interface directly involves the mind or life, the real self. The video interface is merely used as a drawing board, which is overlaid on the processing system of life, to communicate through and with the processing system. But instead of this drawing board being static, it is dynamic, using animation software, to display a written program, involving geometry and letters, based on a universal partition map. The format used in the video interface display is a visual harmonic system, so a match can be made between the interface and the processing system of life. This forms the link between the video interface and the processing system of life. When we use the correct formats used in the geometric construct, the processing system of life recognizes this as the standard communication system introduced by the processing system of life. This is why we see the instruction letters appearing in any strobed area, based on the construct of the universally used partition map of the processing system of life. There are various ways of accessing the permanent libraries linked with the processing system of life. In my next video of this series, I will reveal more about accessing the permanent libraries of the processing system of life.